Imagine you live in a place that's in a drought. Sometimes like Kansas, where we get little rain and a lot of heat. But one day, a man comes up to you and says, "The house where you live is unsafe. That a flood will come and it will take all your goods away." You probably reply, "That man's crazy. From you live in a drought." But he says, "I have data that proves that floods have happened in this area and will happen again." Now, every day this occurs. Whose job is it to warn these people? Who is this unknown Superman? It's your friendly geologist. Now, when you hear geologist, you probably just hear about a man who's playing with rocks. That kid who was just a little odd in school. What you don't hear is what a geologist really is. To understand this, we must look to three aspects of geology. We must first look to the field geology. Second, we must understand how geology has shaped society. And third, finally, we can look at how a geologist can affect one individual. But first, we must go to the field of geology. Now, when it comes to sciences, most of the attention goes to math, chemistry, biology, things that are seen practical. I mean, with chemistry, you can make something with your bare hands. With biology, you can fix and understand how life occurs. Some people don't see the benefit of geology, but what they're missing is what a geologist actually is. A geologist studies the history of the earth. Now, many people assume that's just rocks. What they don't understand is what they can also study is minerals, the ocean currents, global climate change in the past, and how these past events occur today. Now, with this comes the idea that geology is widespread. Unlike chemistry, which has a singular focus, a geologist can study multiple items. Picture you're into oil. Who do you call to see if you can find an area which has oil or natural gas? You have to call a geologist so he can use his sonar waves and see where are there pockets of oil. Imagine you're trying to build land, but you don't know how it is. You have to call a geologist because he'll have past records on this land. But this field shapes society as we know it. To understand that, we must go to my next point, which is how geology shapes the field and society we are. As we heard from the oil baron or the house builder, you have to contact geologists when you want to do anything. You want to build something, you have to know about the land. But safety is also a major aspect. In the 1920s, there were major earthquakes. But now, geologists can usually predict on probability standpoint when earthquakes and where they'll happen. By this, they can predict that the next earthquake will happen in the area of California, San Francisco, with a 67% chance in the next 30 years. Now, the importance of this is that they can warn builders on how to build their buildings. Another aspect which can be changed by geologists is basically the idea of volcanoes. Now, in 1980, we had Mount St. Helens, which caused environmental damage. But without geologists, people could have built their houses and built a city around this base of this volcano. What geology allows them to have a warning on where to build and gives us the ability for civilization to have more safety. But on to my last point, the third, where how a geologist can affect a person. Back to my intro, I said, imagine someone came up to you and warned you of a flood. You wouldn't believe them. But what a geologist would do is he would show you past documents where it shows flooding in this region. Because unknown to you, is that region may be low, and water may actually sink to that region. Now, the only way we can find this is through someone who studies the area and studies the past. Let's go back to the idea of the geologist. Now today, what we learned today is the idea of geology. First we found out about the field. Then we found out how geology affects society and how geology can save lives. But finally, we heard how geology can affect one person by saving a house, by teaching them the history of the area. And all this, we actually found out what it means to be a geologist.